Happy July 4th, everyone. My name is Hunter with North-Central Weather Center. In today's weather forecast, we're going to be going over your forecast for your Thursday, July 4th today, Friday, July 5th, and Saturday, July 6th here. So buckle in. We're going to be going over everything that you need to know in today's weather forecast. Subscribe to the channel down below if you want daily weather forecast updates. We do videos Monday through Friday with the weekends off. Like the video down below and give any comments, questions, concerns below as well. We'll get to those later on today. So today, July 4th, everyone. Happy July 4th. This afternoon, high temperatures across the North-Central U.S. will be wonderful into the 60s, 70s, and some 80s splashed in. Pretty hot down here, though, for southern portions of Missouri, southern Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. Temperatures there will be in the low to mid 90s. And when you factor in the real feel out there, this is what it'll feel like to the body in southern portions of Missouri, Illinois, southern Indiana, Kentucky. Heat index values could be pressing into the 100 to 110 degree Fahrenheit range. North of there, though, the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and the northern plains, we'll see temperatures in the heat index range. Those feel-like temperatures will be mirroring those actual temperatures to the north, so that's some good news. Well, all the heat will be building that storm energy across portions of the middle of the country. In our southeastern part of our viewing area, 3,000 to 4,000 joules per kilogram of instability. So a slight risk of severe weather is placed across southeastern Minnesota, northeast Iowa, western Wisconsin, in and around the La Crosse area, Rochester, Minnesota, and just south of Minneapolis, St. Paul as we go into this afternoon. Also, another slight risk stretching from Springfield, Missouri towards St. Louis, Paducah, Louisville, up here towards Cincinnati, and Jackson and Lexington, Kentucky as we go into the afternoon. Main threats here will be 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts, followed by some quarter-size hail. That threat is maximized up here in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and into Iowa, and a small 2 to even a 5% chance of tornadoes. The greatest tornado threat today in our viewing area will be Louisville over there toward the Cincinnati region. So looking at this afternoon, we have a little bit of an organized cluster of showers and storms moving across southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, some isolated and pesky activity to say the least over further east towards the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley. Going into the evening, that line will continue eastward toward La Crosse, getting in toward Madison and even Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin this evening, and that could produce some heavy rain, damaging wind gusts to 60, 70 miles an hour, some quarter-size hail. The tornado threat is very low there, but an isolated tornado spin-up may be possible. Additional storms further to the south will fire up. That could fire up a new cluster of storms crossing through the Cape Girardeau area, St. Louis, as we go into early Friday morning. Rainfall amounts will be pretty heavy further north into the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, in toward La Crosse, Eau Claire, and in toward portions of Madison, up to around 1 to 3 inches worth of rain. And then a secondary swath here from Springfield, Missouri through St. Louis, Paducah, Cape Girardeau, into Evansville, and even just south of Indianapolis, stretching over toward Louisville and Cincinnati, around 1 to 2 inches of rain through your Friday morning time frame. A slight risk for flash flooding is possible across parts of the upper Midwest and into Missouri, parts of southern Illinois, and southern Indiana through your Friday morning time frame. Going into Friday, July 5th time frame on Friday morning, wonderful start to the day. A lot of us starting off in the middle to upper 50s across the west, middle to upper 60s, some 70s out there across the east, and we'll warm up quite nicely. A lot of us here will be uniform into the 60s, 70s, and low 80s for highs across the North-Central U.S. Friday afternoon. Heat index values for the most part will be mirroring those actual temperatures out there. So we're not worried about any big heat waves on Friday. And we're going to scour out a lot of the storm energy on Friday as well as that cold front moves through and bringing that nice refreshing air. We do have a little bit to worry about with a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for severe weather from portions of eastern lower Michigan into Ohio and eastern Kentucky. And we're going to keep an eye on that. But that's mainly going to be for damaging winds and some hail, as the tornado threat is less than 2% for tomorrow. Friday morning here, you can see some scattered storms about across our eastern viewing area, western viewing area pretty dry. Some pop-up popcorn storms as we go into the afternoon. Very hard to predict where these will set up at, but if you get under one of those storm cells and storm clusters, they could produce maybe some locally heavy rainfall and some cloud to ground lightning. Again, when thunder roars, go indoors. As we go into Friday evening, much of the same there. And then as we go into Saturday, July 6th, we start the morning even cooler. Temperatures into the 50s, low 60s across much of the North-Central U.S. Wonderful day out there across for much of the North-Central U.S. Saturday afternoon. We will heat up, though, across portions of Kansas into Missouri and portions there of southern Nebraska, well into the 80s, if not the low 90s. days, and our feel like temperatures will be around their low 90s as well at its max across southern Nebraska, Kansas, and parts of western Missouri. Looking at that storm energy with the heat building back in across portions of the Central Plains, that will be building a little bit, 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram of instability, and there is a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk introduced by the Storm Prediction Center for day 3 on Sunday for portions there of Sioux Falls, Omaha, Hastings, North Platte, Goodland, down into the Dodge City area, Topeka, Wichita, and maybe even expanding over toward Kansas City. We'll have to wait and see on that as we go into Saturday. Damaging winds and hail will be the main threat. The tornado threat should be less than 2% on the day there on Saturday. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel at North Central Weather Center. We'll have another weather forecast out for you tomorrow. Give it a like down below if you like today's weather forecast. Leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. We'll get to those later on today. My name is Hunter with North Central Weather Center, and I hope everyone has a wonderful 4th of July holiday time frame out there.